Living your 2018 as if it were your last year, and I want to explain to you today why I named this segment, these 365 videos, Living Your 2018 as if it were your last year. You know, when I was sick with fibromyalgia, there were about 7 years that I did not know that I had this disease. And I went from doctor to doctor and I got sicker and sicker, and it's a systemic condition. So I had about 100 symptoms when they finally did diagnose me. And I kept saying to myself, I can't wait to get my life back. I have to get my life back. I have to get my life back. And when I do, there is nothing I will appreciate more than my life. Well, they diagnosed me in 2011 and they told me there wasn't a cure, and so I was totally focused on I have to get my life back. So I created my own cure and I healed myself in 6 months. It was about 6 months. It was about 8 months because I had already started some things before. And after my diagnosis, it was about 6 months. And every month that I got better and stronger, I appreciated with every minute, with every second, more and more, my life and the fact that I was getting my life back. And never once did I want to stop and just plateau and say, well, this is enough. I've gotten to about 50 symptoms. This is enough. I kept saying, I want to go on. I want to go on. I'm never going to stop until I get to 100%. Now, I've told you this before in the videos. I've told you this before. But what I'm trying to convey is that with every day, I gained a new appreciation for my life, for life in general. And that is why I'm doing these segments. I would like to help people stay on track. And I would also like for people to take a look at their lives and see if they are living their lives now with a sort of veil of apathy, a sort of veil of, well, whatever. I just go from day to day. Life is hard, life is difficult, let's just get through it another day. And stop doing that if that's what is going on in your life, because what we have now, if we are not content with it, we can change it. I was faced with someone who told me I had an incurable disease and I was never going to get better. I was never going to have my legs function the way they were supposed to function. I was always going to live in pain. I was going to have hundreds of random symptoms. I was going to pass out. I was going to have heart problems. I was going to have muscle problems. I was going to have intestinal problems. Fibromyalgia gives you hundreds of symptoms. And I said no. And I changed that. And I want you to know that you can change that. Wherever you are right now, you can change it. And wherever you are right now is because of choices we made before, but this is life. We can start to make new choices in this present moment. We can start to make new choices, and there's no reason to accept to live in a sort of apathetic sort of cloud in our lives. I want you to realize the joy and live with joy for every day. There isn't a day that I don't wake up. There isn't a day that I don't wake up and put my feet on the floor as I'm getting out of my bed. And I remember when I could not do that. I remember when I would put my feet on the floor and just go, oh, I can't walk. I can't even stand up. I just have to lay back down because I can't do it. And I really couldn't do it. And if I say I couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. Okay, I couldn't do it. And so today I put my feet on the floor and I go, yes. And it's been 7 or 8 years now that I haven't lived in pain and I haven't lived with the symptom, and fibromyalgia is a long memory, but I still live with joy, and I'm going to keep that joy up. And I don't believe that anyone has to go through the depths and the pits of where I was to come back and say, now I can live with joy. We can start to do it right now. You know, I work with a lot of people who are getting out of fibromyalgia, and they get to a point where they do not have symptoms and they do not have pain anymore. And a certain sort of apathy just envelopes them and just grabs them, and it's where they realize that the life that they have now gotten back is not the life that they wanted. And so after they get out of fibro, there's a lot more work that has to be done, where they have to then create a kind of life for themselves that maybe was not created before. But now you have to create that kind of life for you, so you will be living with joy. But It depends on us. So let's always remember that this incredible gift, life, is to be lived with joy. And if it's not that way, let's start to change the things about our lives that we can change. Because this is your journey, this is your adventure. I will never forget, years ago, I saw a young girl on a TV show who had Lou Gehrig's disease, and she had lost the use of her arms and her legs, and she was painting through a pen in her mouth greeting cards that she was selling to raise funds for Lou Gehrig's disease. And she knew she didn't have long to live, but she was smiling and she was happy, and she was speaking about these cards, and they were just beautiful cards. Until the end, she was living with joy. Whatever time she had, she was living with joy. Life is a precious gift, and we cannot, because of choices we made maybe long ago, give up on this precious gift and live with apathy. No, we always have to do what we can for ourselves. Always keep striving, always keep pushing, and always know that we can get to a point where we have to live with joy. Why also? Because living with joy lengthens our lives. Living with joy creates a biochemical reaction in our body that helps us. It helps our brains, it helps our organs, it helps our cells, it helps our DNA, it helps everything. And we also live with joy, and we also realize our full potential when we are living with joy. So, apathy or living with joy, it's a no-brainer. Live your life, and love you, and I'll see you tomorrow.